Welcome back to the Trading Block. It's Kerry, and I'm here to break down what's called the debt ceiling. The debt ceiling is a limit set by Congress to limit how much debt the U.S. is taking on at one point in time. Now, the U.S., unfortunately, we spend more than we bring in, and we borrow to make up that difference. According to financial experts, we expect to hit our debt ceiling January 19th. And if we hit our debt ceiling, we don't take care of that debt, we can go up in default. Now, you may be wondering, what's the big deal if we go in default? Well, unfortunately, unlike you or me going in default, this is a country. And if the country goes in default, that affects the people as well. If we go into default, we can't pay our Social Security, we can't pay government workers, we can't pay soldiers, we can't take care of Medicare, and we can't provide school lunches or other school activities. And along with a plethora of other things that we can no longer take care of. That's why it's important that this gets handled. Unfortunately, we've been in this situation before. And like those other times, the same situation persists. We have the two political parties butting heads on the best course of action on how to handle the debt and what to do with the debt ceiling. Some Republicans feel the best course of action is to keep the debt ceiling where it is, forcing the United States to take care of its debts, and they feel that is the best way to take care and help our economy. Others, and some Democrats, feel it would be better if we temporarily raise or just raise the debt ceiling so that we can take on more debt to help pay off our debt. And hopefully by the time we have taken care of that debt, we can get the debt under control before we hit that new ceiling. And there are some Democrats who feel like we just need to get rid of the debt ceiling because it doesn't provide any advantageous effect to the country. It only hurts us. It really doesn't help our country or an economy. For what I've read so far, some of the Republicans who are in favor of raising the debt ceiling or temporarily raising the debt ceiling are only willing to do it in concession with the Biden administration cutting spending and limiting the money they give out. For a long time, in the worldwide financial sector, America has been seen as the safest borrower you can get. Like companies, countries also work on a AAA system. It goes from AAA, AA, A, triple B, and so on and so forth. And the further down you get on that scale, the harder it is to borrow money and the more interest will come with that money being borrowed. Well, for a long time, America was seen as AAA. But unfortunately, through some past events through the past 20 years, we're now down at AA or around there. And if us hitting our debt ceiling and not taking care of our debts, it could be worse and drop us down even more and make us less of a power in the world. Now, of the three options, what's most feasible? Well, if we do not raise the debt limit and it's forced to stay, well, we have to pay our bills. We have to pay them in full in order to get that debt down. So we have to pay back bonds, we have to pay off Social Security, we have to pay off a lot of debts to people, other countries, and as well as Americans to help get that debt down in order for us to start building back our economy. What about temporarily or just raising the debt ceiling? Well, I can understand that. I'm not sure if both political parties can agree on exactly the terms and conditions of that, but I can see how that can be beneficial. We raise it, give us time to pay off bills, as well as take in more debt to help pay off those bills. Now, what about the last option? Just get rid of the debt ceiling all in together. I'm not in favor of that. I can see why someone would, and I can get the benefit of it. But for me personally, I just wouldn't do it. But again, that's just my personal opinion. I'm not telling you to feel that way, just my opinion. Now, how does this debt ceiling affect you, the American citizen? Well, like we stated, if we do hit in default, there's a lot of government personnel, workers, and people, whether it be national, state, or local, who will no longer get paid. If these people don't get paid, people are losing money. People are losing money, they can't pay things off. As well as other people are not getting goods and services to their destinations. They don't get there, what happens? Well, commodity goes down, demand goes up, even more inflation. And yes, inflation is going down from its high. It's still way higher than where we want it to be. The last thing we need is the inflation to rise again, especially with the interest rates rising and inflation trying to drop down. I think it's important that you understand what's going on in your country. I understand it's important that you need to understand what's going on with you. Please take care of your money, take care of your health, and take care of your mind. Remember our motto: do your homework, find the research, back up the evidence. See you next time.